this. Yeah. This. Like this.
Back in the sweet victory of the hangout.
What?
What's up?
I'm drinking a hot monster that's been rolling around in my van for 2 days.
I'm drinking a hot monster.
It's been rolling around on the floorboard of my work van for like 2 days.
So there's no, it's not even like, there's no ksh to it.
I don't know. I don't remember.
You're like, I don't know. I just need this in my life right now.
It's like it's been microwaved.
Sitting in a tin can.
Boiling monster. Delicious.
Welcome back, everyone. Episode 89.
Oh.
So close. So close. So close. We get to episode 100. Something special happens.
I hit record this time.
Nice.
So.
Zoom, zoom.
That's a start. Don't have the power supply for it, though. So.
Yeah, but you got a makeshift one. It works fine.
The batteries work.
Yeah. Hey, that's all that matters.
No, the one that I make, my makeshift one, I took it apart for something else.
For something else?
Yeah, I needed it.
I need this makeshift one to make. It's a double makeshift.
Yeah, I had to take it apart to use it on something else that I was making at home.
Yeah. So, episode 89, we are back with the good times. And they're about to roll.
Wow.
Yes, they are.
Are they?
Yeah, this week we have on Artificial Silence. They're from out west, from Washington.
Yes.
At least their Facebook page says so.
Oh, no.
What?
I don't know.
So they will be on here at 8 o'clock our time.
Nice.
That will be 5 o'clock out there, so
Oh.
bring it.
Oh, What should we do?
Well, I mean, we can just sit here and hang out until
That's
then.
fine with me. I don't care.
Yeah. So, episode 89 for the 30th time that I've said. Why won't you open? Why won't you do what I want you to? We need the notes. Boom, there they are.
Huh.
So, on this day in music, 1966, during a 12-hour session at Abbey Road Studios, the Beatles added overdubs to Yellow Submarine, with John Lennon blowing bubbles into a bucket of water and shouting "Full speed ahead, Mr. Captain." Roadie Mal Evans played on a bass drum strapped to his chest, marching around. I'm like trying to dodge the cameras. Marching around the studio with the Beatles following behind conga line style, singing "We All Live in a Yellow Submarine." God, how high were they?
You know how awesome it would have been to be there that day?
Right?
Like,
They'd be like, yeah.
when the time machine's invented, I want to go back and see that.
Yeah. That's the only, you can only pick one moment to go back in time. I want to see that.
That's awesome.
Some people be like, I don't know. I was going to say something really weird, and I'm just not going to say it.
Put a stop to that one.
Yeah.
I want to see JFK get shot.
Nope, it was weirder than that.
You want to see your parents conceiving you?
Nope.
Not that weird?
Not that weird.
I don't know. There's a lot of in-betweens.
Yeah, we just made it weird by
I
not trying to be
was
weird.
trying to think of something weird enough. Apparently, I took it too far.
And that's it for the week. We'll be back next week.
June 1st, 1971, the two-room shack in Tupelo, Mississippi, where Elvis Presley was born in 1919. What the fuck is wrong with me? And January 8th, 1935 was open to the public as a tourist attraction.
Are you sure that monster's any good?
No, I'm not. I think when you cook them, they do the opposite of what they're supposed to do.
Did you see that, I don't know, some dude cleaned his desk off with Monster because it had like glue and stuff all over it, and he just poured Monster on it, wiped right off.
Awesome.
And he's like, I ain't drinking this stuff ever again.
I bet he did. Did you see the one where the guy had a stain on his desk, and he goes, "I can make this better with pot," and he smokes some pot and blows the smoke on it, and now he's like, "Nope, don't give a fuck about that anymore."
It probably went viral.
Well, yeah, it was all over the shit.
So, on this day in 2017, the sale of Jerry Garcia's favorite guitar, Wolf, raised millions of dollars for a civil rights group, when an auction of the custom-made guitar fetched a total of $3.2 million.
Nice.
It was bought at a New York charity concert by Brian Halligan, CEO of marketing group HubSpot, and a lifelong fan of the band or Deadhead. The money raised would go to the Southern Poverty Law Center.
Neat.
That's nice.
Good for them.
Yeah. Very nice.
Yeah. Friday, June 8th, People's Life presents Angela Parlay with Mucklow at the Knickerbocker Saloon. Dinner. Doors open at 8 p.m. Show starts at 9 p.m. Tickets $7 in advance, $10 day of show, 21 plus.
Dinner opens at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Saturday, June 9th, the Mojo Makers will be performing at Sergeant Preston. Show starts at 8 p.m. on the patio.
Cool.
Yeah.
Saturday, June 9th, Doom Room 5-year anniversary. Nice. On the Only Human benefit at North End Pub. Only Human, Dwarf Among Midgets, Sluts, Yesterday's Chips, and To My Dismay will be performing $5 cover. Extra donations for Only Human Equipment Fund accepted, 21 plus, with special beer list. Doors open at 6 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder what the special beer list is.
I don't know.
Wonder if it's
pretty special.
Wonder if it's his beer that he brews.
I don't know. If it is, that is pretty special. Because it is some tasty brew. Tasty indeed.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a few quick headlines. SZA reveals that she has permanently damaged her vocal cords after 11 months of touring.
Is that how you say it? I didn't know that.
SZA.
That was just sa.
Here's your za.
Here's your sa. Permanently damaged her vocal cords.
Yeah.
That's shit.
11 months of touring. Yeah.
Well, maybe you shouldn't do that.
I think that'll do it. I think that'd do it.
Jeff Goldblum.
Za.
Jeff Goldblum is making a jazz album, and I think that's fitting.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I hope he does it as his character from the new Thor movie.
That'd be awesome.
It's the weirdest character.
Hey, man. Need a lift? Just gonna jump on this ship if you want to go.
Oh, man.
YouTube removes 30 music videos for gestures of violence.
What does that mean?
I have no idea, but
So if
gestures.
I just do this,
Probably.
we'll get removed.
It was probably depicting way more violence.
We were just removed.
Boom, pulled. We ain't putting up with this. It was probably depicting more violence than it should have.
Yeah.
And they were like, no.
YouTube's real Debbie Downers
Yeah.
anymore. Can't have any fun.
They have a whole team of people just looking for that.
Yeah. There's just no fun.
Where'd all the fun go?
It's dead.
It's dead?
It's dead. No fun allowed. Fun police over here at YouTube.
Damn YouTube fun police.
Yeah. It's pretty silly.
Mm-hmm.
Some upcoming tours: Blink-182, Beck, Elvis Costello, and Lead Riot. Oh, the Lead Riot Fest lineup.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
That got me thinking, like, if you could, like, if you're the one putting these, okay, if you were the one putting these festivals together, what would be like the ultimate lineup that you would try to put together?
What would I
Well,
put
for
together?
headliners at least.
Me?
Yeah.
Fuck, I don't know. That's a tough one. Like anything, even if they're not like the same band anymore.
No, I mean they'd have to be like,
Current.
they'd have to be like
I mean, like, is this
a band that's
hypothetical?
together.
And I have to use current bands right now.
Yeah, or bands that are active, I should say.
Lame. Probably. Well, I'd probably do Thrice.
Right.
I
I think it'd be too easy though if I asked you that question and be like any band. So that's why I was like, if they have to be active.
I don't know. I was gonna say Between the Buried and Me, but they kind of bummed me out on my birthday. So
I think that whole venue bummed you out on your birthday.
yeah.
It bummed me out when I went.
I don't know. That's a tough one.
True.
I know I'd do Thrice. I'd probably do Incubus again. That was a pretty great show. I'd throw that on there.
Incubus Live is amazing.
Which
that's what I always heard, and people were right.
Yeah. I don't know.
God, they played for like 2 hours. It was awesome.
Yeah. Good shit, too.
You drank a whole bottle of wine.
I did. Plus like 3 giant beers.
Yeah. You're like, yeah, Incubus. Then it was over. You're like, I want to go home.
Take me home.
Let's go. I'm done with the woods.
Was that the night I got hit in the face with a rock on the hot interstate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the
That
same
was some
night.
bullshit.
I don't even know how that even
I still don't know how it happened.
It had to have like come in like
It
over
came
the car
up
and then through the sunroof.
Over the sun, through the sunroof.
You were just sitting there minding your own business. All of a sudden you're like, ow! Why? We're all like, what?
It stuck to my eye, too. I peeled it
Yeah.
off. I was like, what the fuck? That was some bullshit.
What is this?
That was such bullshit.
Who did this? Who threw this rock? Yeah, I guess if I was trying to put together a festival
That'd be a tough one. I have to think about that.
and like I had to pick from like 3 main headliners, it would be tough. Because obviously you don't want to. I mean, you want to pick headliners that'll get people to come.
Yeah.
You want to sell the event, so that would be really hard too.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
I think you'd have to pick like, 2 current bands or artists that are like blowing up, and then like the third one be like, this is my pick. So I don't know. That is a little huff. That is a little tough. Ooh, we can make like a bracket and like break it down.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
We're going to do that.
Probably not. You didn't sound excited about it. Troy Sivan announced North American headlining tour dates. It's a new way to spell Troy. Could have just left the E off.
The E silent. Then why do you have it?
Yeah.
Lily Allen plots first North American tour in 4 years.
Mm-hmm. Florence and the Machine announced North American tour.
Neat.
Neat. Wasn't much for tours this week.
I think they've already been announced for the summer, basically.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I scrounged for stuff, man. It was just
one of them days.
Much. Yeah.
One
of them weeks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We could talk about how much I hate my allergies.
Yeah. Dude, Flonase, I'm telling you.
My eyes itch right now.
I've been using that Flonase. Streamline.
I don't like that shit.
And I don't even know what I meant by that.
Streamline. Okay. Good for you.
Yeah. Streamline.
Streamlined allergies. Interesting. Yeah. I didn't really do anything this week.
Huh?
Interesting at all.
Me either.
3-day weekend was great. I got sunburnt.
Did you?
Yeah, I did get sunburnt.
I didn't get the 3-day weekend.
That's gay.
Yeah.
We did go on a ride for the veterans home.
Yeah? How'd that go?
That was cool.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be like lame because they're like, we're just going from the Harley dealer to the veterans home. I thought, really?
Yeah, that sounds lame.
Like, really? But
It's not even that far.
Well, we took some long ass way there, and it was.
So basically you went all the way around the town.
All the way
and then
around
back
the county.
in. All the way.
I'm not even kidding. Like all the way around the county.
You're like, where are we?
I had no idea where we were. Somehow we went from the Harley dealership out past Faith Church, and then somehow we went that way for a long time, and then we were on old 25. I was like, how did I get here?
The person leading this, how do you know all this?
It was kind of cool because they had there was 130 bikes, and they had the West Lafayette cops with the bikes. Those two guys.
Yeah.
Those two bikes escorted us all the way there, and then the sheriffs blocked all the big intersections for us.
Really?
But yeah, it was,
Huh.
I mean, it was a big event. It was a Memorial Day ride thing.
Oh, yeah,
So-
I guess that makes sense.
But yeah, it was pretty cool. Those dudes on those cops on those bikes are nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, they just
Or were they doing tricks and stuff?
no, they were just driving. Like one would block the intersection and let us all pass, but then he'd have to get back up front. And I mean, he would blow by in the oncoming lane, and just when cars were coming, the cop ahead would like tell the cars to get over, to get out and get on the shoulder. And he was just blasting by him, like he was like yelling at people that weren't stopping on the oncoming traffic and shit.
No, it's a cardigan, but thanks for noticing.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Pull over. So was it like watching Chips?
I don't know.
No?
I never watched Chips, so.
What? Ever watch Chips?
No.
Oh,
Like
man.
the old one? Or the
Yeah,
new
the old one.
one? Maybe like.
No, not the new movie.
Not really. No, I still haven't. I don't.
Not the new one with like Dak Shepard and what's his name?
What was the guy's name in the old one?
I just had it. Yeah.
I
I'm not
don't
gonna
know.
remember that, so I'm not even gonna. Eric Estrada?
No.
Something Estrada. Something.
Is it? I don't know. I can't
don't know.
remember.
We need a fact checker.
We do need a fact checker. Amber's always in here. Why ain't she fact checking for us? I don't know. Not sure. Well.
We went to. There's a brewery in Kokomo
Oh yeah.
called Half Moon.
I didn't know you go.
And-
To Kokomo.
And we went there last night for dinner. It was awesome. Like they have their obviously brewery, but they had this one. I think it was called Bourbon Monster, and it was a beer. So they take the casks from where the bourbon was in, and they put the beer in them, and then the beer soaks up all the bourbon that was in the wood and pulls it out, and it's like a bourbon beer. It sounds terrible.
I've heard of that. Yeah.
It sounds terrible, but it was amazing.
That's interesting.
It was like sweet.
And it came out of Kokomo.
Yeah.
Huh. Of all places.
And it's like a barbecue place, so they have their own brisket and everything like that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And they are generous with the brisket. Give you a lot, which I was okay with.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, good place.
Hmm.
So we got videos of the week.
Do we?
Just pull one out of the cloud.
Okay.
So mine is by This Wildlife. It's their new single out called Katie Ray.
Mm-hmm.
So they're dropping a new album on the 22nd.
Let's go with
Something gangsta, something.
Oh well, now I gotta rethink it.
What were you thinking?
I was thinking "Stay Together for the Kids" by Blink-182. Great
That's a good
song.
one. Yeah. I think those are just your go-to.
I just pull them out of my ass
Yeah.
when I don't.
You're like, oh, I forgot a video. Think Blink-182. Which one do I want this week? Stay Together for the Kids.
Yeah, not bad, not bad.
Janet said it's Eric. So it is Eric Estrada.
Sure.
I think she would know.
Yeah, she might.
Eric with a C. Classic.
How do you spell it?
Well, some people spell Eric with a K.
That's dumb.
That's up and coming.
It's like adding an E to Troy.
Yeah. It's silent. Why'd you put it on there?
Yeah.
It's for looks.
That's silly.
That is definitely silly.
I don't give a what you think.
Well, okay.
Yeah. It's been one of them weeks, but it's Friday.
Right.
But I gotta work tomorrow, so.
Me
Is
too.
it really Friday?
No. No, tomorrow's my Friday.
Yeah. Well, you know,
And then I get Sunday.
we could quit our jobs.
We could.
I'm thinking about it. Just
But then it wouldn't, I wouldn't have this place to do this.
well,
Do it on the street, bum edition.
nobody will hear us, but that's
No,
fine.
at that point, it wouldn't matter, would it?
No, I'm fine with it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's live on the streets.
Let's live on the streets. I don't want to.
Hmm. So who are we calling today?
We will be talking to Artificial Silence.
Why don't we play one of their videos? Do we have more than one?
No, we just got
Put the
one.
one. Oh,
So
well.
we'll save it.
Fine.
We'll save it. I listened to the whole album today, though. It was amazing.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I did not listen to it today, but in my defense, I'm lazy.
You were working
I was working.
It is Friday.
Oh, today. That's what I was mad about today.
because it was Friday.
No, we were
What?
building a new server room at work, and we got everything else in. The racks and stuff are in,
Mm-hmm.
and now we're putting in the air conditioner. And it's not a wall-mounted air conditioner. It's like a big unit, like a big thing that we had to hoist up into the ceiling.
Hoist.
Oh, yeah. We had to hoist it up into the ceiling. We ratchet strapped it up and hoisted it up part of the way, and then we had to pick the fucking thing up and lift it up into the ceiling onto some shit that we built for it, which I had to rip the old ceiling out of the room yesterday.
God. Your job rocks.
That's just our own building that we're remodeling shit on.
It's our own building. Why?
That's what I've been mad about all day.
Dost thou even hoist? That's the old
yes.
English term for do you even lift, bro?
I did today.
Dost thou even hoist, sire?
Had to build scaffolding inside of a room, a tiny little room, and then we had to lift that up onto the scaffolding and then lift it up into the ceiling. And
Could have been worse. You could have not had the scaffolding.
Mm-hmm. We wouldn't have been able to do it.
Put me on your shoulders.
We were gonna do it off of ladders, and I'm like, don't we have an
Yeah.
old thing of scaffolding out in the garage?
You're like, why don't we just do it the smart way? Work smarter, not harder, guys.
Yeah, I was pretty upset about that past couple of days.
Let's see if they're ready.
Okay. But now I can add HVAC to my
That's true.
things I don't ever want to do again.
Things you don't want to do again. HVAC.
Roofing, HVAC.
HVAC. Underline.
Roofing is number one. Never gonna do that again.
Yeah, I'll never do that again. I did that once.
Yard work is on that list.
I'd rather do yard work.
Then what?
Roofing.
Oh yeah, for sure. We're gonna get these dudes a call.
Here we go. We're gonna give artificial science a call. It's Skype, so anything could happen.
Let's roll the dice.
Let's do this.
I like it. Anything could happen.
Anything could definitely happen. I'll have to resize the window and everything.
Yes.
Yes.
What's up?
Hello. How's it going?
Good.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
Fancy.
Wow.
you know all the Skype tricks.
I wish I knew what was happening.
I don't know what's happening either, but I like
What's up?
it.
We're about to find out.
Let's see if we can resize this and to fit onto the screen. That's going to be the tricky part.
That is. Oh,
It's-
what'd I do?
I don't know what's going on.
There's so many screens.
Is this like the new update thing they did?
Was there an update?
I don't know. I would assume this is something. You know, I feel like I'm getting older every day. I don't know what's going on with the computers.
I clicked the button and then like all the screens went away. I don't know what happened. Oh, what? And then it just reappeared.
I don't know what's happening.
I don't either.
Do you guys see me like turning into rain?
Yeah. That's pretty sweet.
It's like you're in the Marvel movie and you don't feel good.
Yeah.
Hey, don't spoil it for me.
Okay, let me.
I don't know.
Whoops, wrong button.
How come it won't let you move it?
Because I had it locked.
Oh,
See, it's only bringing up. It's only bringing up one of the cameras.
that's strange. Weird. Wonder why it's doing that. What happens if you so you brought up one of them big over here. Can you scroll through them randomly?
Whoa, whoa!
What? Hello.
What is going on here?
This is different, guys. I'm sorry. Let me.
That's very weird.
Yeah. How'd you guys know all the Skype tricks, don't you?
I avoid Skype if possible.
Yeah. That's
Can you see us okay? I just want to make sure.
Yeah, I can see
You're
you.
Okay, cool. Just give me a second here.
We can only get one of your cameras into the actual
Mhm.
live feed right now. I don't know why. Because on our screen we see all three of you, but on the one on the capture for the live stream it's only showing one.
Let me see here.
Rip, dude.
Give it to Rain Man.
Give it to Rain.
Vote for Rain Man.
It's pretty cool effects you got going on though. I mean,
Yeah. Trust me.
I don't know. I thought it was letting you a minute ago. You were like you had one up, and then it was like letting you move through.
Well, I
them
can.
individually, maybe.
Let's see here. I was wondering if I could.
See what I mean? What you just
Yeah.
did there? Can you capture that, and then you can scroll through them individually as they talk to us?
That's what I was wondering.
Freaking Skype. So, anyways, I guess while he's figuring this out,
Yeah.
what are your guys' names, and give us a little introduction of yourself.
Cool.
Artificial silence.
Yeah, we're Artificial Silence. My name's
Austin.
Nabil.
Yeah.
My name's Riley.
Yeah, and Joe could not be here. Joe, the bassist,
Unfortunately.
unfortunately.
Well,
Yeah, thanks for the kind words listening to the album today. One of you guys. I really
yeah.
appreciate it.
I was amazed, honestly.
Thanks.
Because you know, you got the piano, and then you got like synth, and then you got flutes and violins, and it's amazing.
Yeah, thanks. We're super proud of it. We were also really fortunate to work with a lot of amazing musicians. It came together really nice.
Awesome. So how'd you guys all meet each other and get started playing together?
We met in high school, actually. Like, we were in jazz band together. And Nabil played guitar in the jazz band with Riley the year before I did, and then I joined, and I took over Nabil's position and played guitar. So
And the competition started there.
that's not...
Yeah, and then we were just kind of good friends throughout, always making music. Actually, a lot of this record was written back in our high school days, the tail end. We were in another band called John Heartbreak, and our love for progressive metal just kind of crept its way in as we kept writing music together. And we unfortunately never got to record it. Played a little of it live, but we kind of, went our ways, separate ways musically. Getting back together to make this has been a long-term goal for us. So it's really cool to see it come together.
Awesome. How long have you guys been together now as a band?
Since 2011.
11. Nice.
Yeah, with
If you include the previous band, John Heartbreak, then it's like since 2011 with a big hiatus. But we came back together as Artificial Silence like a little over a year ago and started working on this album.
Nice.
Yeah, it was always like a dream. Like, we didn't think we would have the chance or time or everything to be able to record it. And like, a little over a year ago, we just kind of decided to go for it. And a year later, here we are.
Nice. I just noticed that every time one of you guys starts talking, it'll change automatically to the camera.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Now we can compete for dominance. Screen time.
Yeah.
It's a battle. Go.
And then we were silent. Artificial silence. Woo.
That's right.
Well, cool.
So I was a little distracted. I was trying to figure all that out, so I'm not sure where we actually are. You guys, you asked them how they formed and everything.
Mm-hmm.
What about after that?
That was about it.
Okay. I'm caught up. Awesome.
Yeah, you know it all. Yeah, I heard one of you had fighting allergies. I'm dealing with that too, man. It's
terrible.
awful. You guys are in Indiana?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And does it hit around June too? Like, just awful.
Yeah, it's been awful all month. It went from like just straight winter one week to just summer the next week. It was like, what was April? It was still like 20 degrees outside.
Yeah.
And then May hit, and it's 90. I'm like, really? The fuck?
The switch was flipped. Man, that's crazy.
It was like a light switch, and like, oh my god, oh my god,
everything's on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah. Plus, then there's a bunch of humidity. Mm-hmm. Then we got to deal with that, and yeah, it's nice.
It sounds nice.
Winter wasn't much better though, so.
Yeah.
No.
20 degrees.
That was the warm part of winter, I think.
Damn.
Where you guys?
We never go that low over here.
Where are you guys out of? I think you already said that, but.
The Seattle area.
Yeah. If you're familiar with Tacoma.
Yeah.
If you're out of Washington, we usually say Seattle, but Tacoma's good.
I'm unfortunately in California right now, but moving back soon, so hopefully we can start playing shows or something then.
Yeah.
I've never
Some
been out.
jamming.
I've never been out to Washington. I've been out to California, but not Washington. So.
Should check it out. Come to the west side. West side.
The farthest west I've been is Oklahoma, and that wasn't any better than Indiana. So
it's a little farther. A little farther.
Yeah, didn't make it. I'd like to though. I've always wanted to like drive out there and see the scenery in the Rockies, and I just think that would be really cool.
Yeah, a lot of cool stuff's on the way too. You could do like Yosemite and Grand Canyon.
Yeah. I'd love to do that.
Grand Canyon's cool.
Yeah.
Went out there.
So how long have you all been musicians? Have you guys, been playing pretty much your whole life, or did you guys just pick it up the last few years?
It was high school for me. Like almost right before I met Austin and Riley, I picked up guitar to just play guitar, high school stuff, and then it just. Meeting these guys and playing with other people exploded like how much I wanted to learn and how much I wanted to play. And then I picked up drums, and so it all started in high school for me.
Nice.
Yeah, and I go back a little bit. I started piano lessons as a kid, and then I hated it and quit, and then came back to guitar in like middle school, and then eventually met Nabil and Riley, which sort of challenged me to go a little bit further with what I do. And then our bassist Joe, we also met him in jazz band, but he played guitar. But there's like a million guitar players, and we needed a bass player. So we said, "Hey man, can you join our band and play bass?" And he was like, "All right, let's do it." Kind of how he plays into the picture.
Yeah.
And for me, I started playing piano probably like the age of 4 or 5. I was pretty ambivalent to it up until like middle school or so, where I quit for a while and then also picked up guitar. Played that for a few years, and similar to these guys when I met them is kind of like when I started, I don't know, getting really a lot more interested and a lot more passionate about it. And I picked piano back up, and then since then it's all been uphill.
Nice.
Yeah, seriously, like it was almost, I can speak mainly to Austin about this. It was almost a competition for us back in high school because we were in metal bands together and we both played guitar and we both wanted to be, shredders and like outpace each other and go faster and do the cooler stuff. And I mean, it helped me be a better guitarist for sure. And I mean, we would just write music all the time and constantly jam. So, yeah.
Yeah, when we weren't fighting, we were...
Nothing. Healthy competition.
That's right.
I think it's good though to have competition because it pushes you further than what you think you can go.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think in our older years we're maturing and it's less like I've started to appreciate music more for what it can be and what it can do for you and what it makes you feel and all of that. Whereas seriously in my first years with guitar, it was like a sport, like getting higher, going faster and memorizing more scales, that kind of stuff. And the transition from it being like almost a sport to like, the art that it is was, I'm going to attribute it to maturity, but it's been a nice transition. I think I'm in a better place.
So what are some of your guys' influences? What got you really interested in wanting to form a band and do what you do?
For me, Tool started it all for me. That's the reason I fell in love with music. And in high school, it was we got into prog, and I mean, I'm sure we're going to speak about other awesome prog bands that drive us crazy, but Tool was the defining one for me.
Yeah, we're big fans of Between the Buried and Me and that whole crowd of epic prog metal bands, so
Nice.
Dream Theater and the like, and that really pushed us to kind of explore more broad song structures and virtuosic passages and things like that. Sort of where the competition comes in, so we'll, show off who can play the faster stuff back then, but now it is a lot more kind of give and take, collaborative type work. And I'm also a big fan of classical music. So like Shostakovich, basically any 20th century Russian composer, I'm a huge fan of Prokofiev, Stravinsky, etc. And personally, that pushes my harmonic language in more of a, a further direction than a lot of other stuff. Because if you're familiar with like 20th century classical music, the stuff can get kind of crazy. So it's really intellectually stimulating and fun.
Yeah.
And Riley, you have I remember when we were first jamming, you were way more into like blues and classic rock, and that is always a constant point of contention. But man, you knew your stuff for like improvised solos and all of that. I hear it a lot in your playing.
Yeah, like back in those days when we first met, influences were like a lot of classic rock stuff like Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd and all that. Not so much nowadays, but it was definitely like there in the early days.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's
so you guys
awesome.
got a nice wide variety of things that you listen to, and that's I don't know. I think you have to. To really be a musician.
Loving music for music is the way to do it.
Yeah.
Since you guys are into like a lot of the prog rock. There's a, I don't know if you've ever heard of him. There's a band here in Indiana called The Contortionist.
One of our favorites for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we love those guys. They're awesome.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites too. There's a song on your album that really reminded me kind of their style, and it was the I can't remember what it was the one that was like 11 minutes. And
I can see it.
Nice.
That one we started creeping in a little bit of gent influences with our
yeah,
chugging guitars and the bass drum lining up with it. So I could totally see where you get that.
yeah. I love the album because it has like everything, for everybody within that whole album.
Yeah, thanks a lot. A big, their last album was a big part of why we went with Jamie King to mix and master it. His work with it was awesome. Not to mention he does all the Between the Buried and Me albums, which we're huge fans of. But his work on, what is it called? I have it behind me. Clairvoyant was phenomenal. It sounds so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, just absolutely love the vibe. Everything is so just dreamy and soundscapey in it.
Yeah. It's good shit.
Yeah, I've seen him a few times live, and every time it's just like, it's like a different show every time. It's amazing.
I believe that. Did you catch them on this last tour for Clairvoyant?
Did you just go see him?
Yeah, I did. I went and saw them up in Chicago, and then they were playing Indianapolis their last show, and I was going to go to that, but I ended up not being able to go. But I did catch them on the Clairvoyant tour. It was amazing.
Yeah. They had like a whole light show and everything with it. I was blown away.
Well, it was pretty cool following their vocalist, Mike Lessard, because he came from Last Chance to Reason, if you're familiar with that. And we were all really big fans of their album Level 2 back in the day. And kind of merging those two projects together, I think that was really cool for me. And I like his vocal style. I think it kind of complements the Contortionist pretty well.
Oh, yeah.
He's also a funny guy on stage.
I love his screeches. I don't think he does them in like the later tours, but when he would do his screams, it's just like this really high pitched.
Yeah. And sometimes he'll add in stuff that's not on the album, which I think that's what makes, the live shows even better.
Yeah, I love that. I get in arguments with people a lot about, play it like the album versus, make it an experience. I'm totally on the make the live show an experience thing, do stuff different, jam.
So speaking of live shows, do you guys, I know you said you're in California right now, but are you guys going to be doing any live shows, you think, in the near future? Or?
They're in the talks. We're definitely, it's on the table, should I say. We're going to have to, kind of speaking of what Nabil said about a live experience, this album sort of demands that. We sort of will have to arrange things to put into a format that will kind of function as a four-piece. Because we have, we've got choir, we've got orchestra, and all these guest soloists that we just can't, it's a logistical nightmare to get all that together. It's just impractical. So we'll have to do a lot of arranging, potentially backing tracks, things like that. So it's on the table, early stage discussion type thing.
Awesome.
We did play a lot of shows back in the day when we were under the name John Heartbreak. And so we've been around the Tacoma, Seattle scene quite a bit, just playing shows, but now it's kind of a completely different band, so we'll have to see what we come up with.
Nice.
And practice.
Yeah.
Practice will, I would say, that's a good thing to do.
Yeah. We haven't played together in a while. It's been
In a while, yeah.
Since we were in the same room, like jamming. Part of the reason this album took so long is, Riley being in San Francisco and even Austin and I live, it's like a 45-minute drive because of traffic to see each other and like all these disparate parts coming together and passing files back and forth.
Right.
So I'm really looking forward to having us all in the same room, jam, like translating the songs to a live setting, working together in the same room on that will be awesome. I'm really looking forward to see what we can do.
That's the hardest part of being in a band is finding the right day and time for everyone to be together all in the same room.
Oh yeah. It was easy when we were teenagers because you just go home after school and you don't got shit to do, and now it's like, oh, we have lives.
Yeah, fit you into our schedule and everything.
Yeah, that's right.
It's like,
Yeah,
hold on,
high school are the
it's like, I
days.
gotta work tonight, and then tomorrow I have to work. So, so how long did it take you guys to complete the album? Because there's a lot going on, and then you guys live in different locations, so.
It's a tough question because you could go all the way back to when we started writing a lot of the material in like 2011. But from when we reformed and started putting stuff together, what would you guys say? Like,
I went back in our messenger thread, and it was like August 2016 when we officially decided to do this, and when we kind of started planning stuff. So it's been about 2 years.
I don't know it was that long. Crazy.
yeah, it's crazy. It was an endeavor.
Yeah, we spent like probably the first 6 months, you guys say, like writing and coming up with new arrangements and like going back to all the material we had and just kind of revisiting it, not to mention writing on top of it because it was definitely not finished. And the recording was probably about a year straight. Not like straight, but like a year in total.
We're constant tracking.
Just every day. Yeah.
That's not too bad. I mean,
I think it'll pay off though.
a year flies by quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The older you get, the faster it
Yeah.
goes. I don't get it.
Don't say that. I can feel it.
I was just thinking the other day, I'm like, man, it's almost been a year again. Another year since, I don't know what I was thinking about. I'm like, it's been almost another year. I'm like, shit, I'm getting old.
Oh yeah, seriously.
Crazy.
I don't think we'll. We've talked about this. No surprise to Riley and Austin. I think the next thing we release will not be as huge in scope. Like, definitely not over an hour in runtime. If the arrangements are as complex, like I think we'll be more not strict, but like we'll do it with more intention.
Concise. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Probably be easier if you guys were all living in the same area too when you.
Yeah, that too. Which in July, Riley will be back. So
It's
it'll be cool.
it's nice having the technology where you can share the files, but it's not the same as being in the room together, giving each other advice on the song. It's like you have to wait for them to send the file, listen to it, and then send the feedback about it, and then try to translate what they're trying to say to you.
Oh
Yeah.
definitely. It draws.
Well, I mean, like we've done and other bands like us have done, could not be done, 20 years ago.
Right.
We worked with each other across states, and then not to mention we worked with Jamie King, who is across the country. So it was a very collaborative kind of taking advantage of the modern technologies that we have to do the best we could.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome though, because you can get so much. I mean, you can also do so much more. Sometimes it takes longer for different things, but
Yeah.
you can.
Right.
So many more possibilities when you can send a file to somebody on the other side of the country that 20 years ago you probably could have never worked with.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And also, 20 years ago, you were splicing.
No, 20 years
with
ago they were doing
razor blade.
digital.
Oh God. It's it's almost been 20 years.
The year 2000.
I know.
They were doing. They were doing.
I was thinking
digital.
like 80s. Oh God.
Kind of on that subject too, working with Jamie King was awesome, and I kind of want to pitch his services. He was so great to work with, and for bands like us that we're not part of a record label, we funded it ourselves, all of that. He cares so much about like the music he's working on and the bands he's working with. So any listeners that like want to record music, need a mixer master, or even someone to just like work with during that whole process, he's awesome. Jamie King, Basement Recording, I think is the name of the studio. You can just Google it and email him.
Nice.
Where's he out of?
North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. And all you gotta do is listen to Clairvoyant to be convinced.
So good.
And what's fun with him is with Between the Buried and Me, you can sort of watch his progression over the course of like 50 years of mixing and mastering. So I would say, I mean, Automata sounds awesome.
Yeah. He actually
was
didn't.
What's that?
He didn't mix and master Automata. I was surprised.
Oh, okay. Well, disregard what I said. Coma Ecliptic was very good.
Yeah. Still holds up. He does the production for them mainly now. So recording and like, he totally helps write and all that.
Awesome.
But yeah, comparing BT Bam's self-titled to like Coma Ecliptic, man.
Yeah.
Watching Jimmy King get better and better.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Working with him at his best too.
Listening to their whole. I mean, you go back and you listen to their first recordings, and now you listen to their new stuff, and it's like, it's not. I'm not gonna say it's like completely different, but it's. I don't know how to say it. I guess it's just you can tell they've gotten like better in a sense where like it's more. I don't know. It's just it's more refined, I guess.
Yeah, is a good word.
It's awesome.
Yeah, they found their sound and they've been honing it, and yeah, that totally comes through.
Right.
I went and saw them in March for my birthday in Chicago, and I mean it was an awesome live show.
Oh yeah.
I was disappointed they didn't play any of the old stuff.
Was that the one with Leprous
Yes.
and
Deer
Deer Hunter?
Yes. Yep.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's a dream show. We lost our minds when that was
It
announced.
was awesome. Leprous. I'd never seen that. I've never listened to them before. And the guy came out. He opened the show with. He had his upright bass.
The cello, yeah.
Yeah, his cello, and he was just out there just beating the shit out of it. Like, I mean, he was going on. Like, I didn't know who they were, and this guy's out there just going at it, and I'm like, holy crap, what's going on right now? Like, it was crazy.
That show's so good. Leprous is awesome. Yeah, that
That's
cello.
a dream lineup with Leprous, Between the Buried and Me, and the Deer Hunter, which is another band that greatly influences us.
Oh yeah.
I'm still really sour because I had to miss that tour. So you guys can go ahead and talk about it, and I'll sit over here and cry. But,
Hey, I missed it too. So, the Deer Hunter is one of my favorite bands.
It was
solidarity.
And for like a month straight, it was just nothing but Deer Hunter on the car rides, no matter where I went.
Yeah, I had months like that. Oh yeah.
It was cool. It was the first date of the tour, and they started in Chicago. And it was
Oh, nice! You got the first date.
yeah, it was on my birthday, first day of the tour.
Yeah, man, I thought it was a dream tour for us. That's perfect for you.
It was packed though. It was you were slammed in this place. It was crazy.
Mhm.
So it was good. It was a good time.
So, with your guys' album, is there an overall message with it? Is there a meaning behind the lyrics or anything?
Yeah, it's a concept album. There's like an overall story where it's just like basically like it starts. You've got this girl, a main character, who is like she dies at the start, and like as the album goes through, you kind of gradually get to like find out the circumstances that kind of like led up to her death from the perspective of like various family members and loved ones.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
All the songs, they're all connected, so they're not, about different subjects. I like it when albums are like that because I think you just feel it more.
Yeah.
As you're listening.
Well,
to
one
it.
thing we attempted to do, hopefully successfully, was to use melodies and motives throughout the album that recur and sort of take you back to other parts of the album and maybe have a new meaning shed on them with different harmonic textures, different rhythmic treatments. So that's one thing that we're a big fan of. A lot of our favorite bands do that quite a lot. So
Yeah, that's always cool when you can feel in the music what they're trying to convey. Like, it just makes it that much better.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Austin, can you remember the first band that we were freaking out about that like we noticed that they were reusing or reinventing melodies later on in the album or something? I've been trying to think of like who was the first one that I heard it, because I remember it blew my mind that could even like people do that. Do you remember yours? Or
it'd be hard to pinpoint exactly the first one, but
Hey.
I remember listening to Scenes from a Memory from Dream Theater a lot. I know it goes back further than that, but that particular album does it quite well.
Yeah.
And Dream Theater in general is just masters of that. So, and it really dates back to that's a classical approach. Mozart, Bach, Beethoven, those guys were all doing that way before we sort of inherited that technique. But I like to think prog rock does it in a particular way that's really enjoyable.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I don't know. Did you have a particular album that you remember that?
No, I've been trying to think of, like, the first one that comes to mind is Between Parallax 1 and 2. In the first song, there's like that rhythmic thing, and Tommy's doing like this cool vocal part over it.
I know what you're talking about.
And then in Extremophile Elite, when they bring it back, like literal tears came out of my eyes when I first heard it.
Well, then you've got bands like Coheed and Cambria that have like concept discographies.
Yeah.
And the Deer Hunter too, where they've got their 5 albums dedicated to the same concept, the 5 acts.
Mhm.
So, I mean, that's ambition, the likes of which I don't even want to go there. But having one album with that is...
Yeah, Coheed's crazy.
Have you ever seen them live?
No, I wish.
A couple years ago, I got to see them on the 10-year anniversary of Good Apollo I'm Burning.
Nice.
And they played it
Nice.
front to back. And to this day, it's like in my top 3 concerts. Because they played with the Deer Hunter, too, which was...
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I've never
Right.
been to a concert where the whole crowd, like the whole place, like, was either like the crowd was jumping or they were all singing the lyrics to where
Mhm.
it was almost drowning him out. That's how loud everyone was. It was
Yeah, that
awesome.
tour came through Seattle and we just didn't go. We
We missed
for
it?
some reason, yeah.
Oh, I remember when they came through Seattle, because I got a friend at PLU who's just obsessed with Coheed, and so I tried to live it vicariously through him.
Yeah.
Mhm. That's a good tour.
They got a new single out, which is fun because he's a dad now, so we can expect less from Coheed these days. But stoked to hear what they have on the horizon.
Oh,
Yeah.
Awesome.
Me too. I love that they're going back to the like prog stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, their last 2 albums were awesome, but yeah, I think they're in their element when they're doing the epic part of the epic, because I think this one's a continuation of the story, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Is it Armory Wars?
Yeah.
It's cool.
Awesome.
So,
We have your video we're gonna play today.
Cool.
Is there anything you
let's
want
do
to
it.
tell us about that? And I guess a little bit of how you guys made it and how that went.
Or I think it's just a track, not a video,
Oh, I
right?
thought we had a video.
Well, I got the one on YouTube that I'm just going to pull from there.
Oh, that's.
I'm
pretty
curious
easy.
which video.
It's like an audio YouTube video.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nothing
my bad.
spectacular visually. Well, the art was done by a friend of mine, Ni Huang, who graduated with a visual arts degree of some kind, graphic design or whatever,
Okay.
recently. And I just remember loving her work. So we reached out to her. We had a couple artists that were lined up, and she just, her work is awesome. So you'll see that, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, her art.
It's an artwork.
He captured the vibe of the album pretty well, I think.
Totally. She did a piece for each song, and then some for the album as a whole. And yeah, I think pretty unanimously, we were just in love with all of them. She got to run with it and did whatever she felt from the music, and it came across really well, I think.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, I saw him out and had it on here earlier, so I thought we had like. I fucked up. I thought we had a video on there, so I just saw you on here, the YouTube thing on here. I was like, oh, they got video. I'm like 10 years behind what Matt's got going on.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, cool. We're gonna check that out. But
Definitely.
anything you guys want to shout out to everybody before we let you go?
Thank you guys so much for having us. This has been awesome. Shout out to all the people that helped make the album, contributed. We couldn't have done it without them and all the support we got.
Awesome.
Yep. Second that. And on this particular track, you're going to hear the flautist Torsen Necessary, and
He's amazing.
super happy to work with him among everyone else who contributed.
Awesome.
Cool. Thanks, guys, for coming on and talking to us. And
Yeah, thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you for all everyone's time.
Yeah.
All right, guys. You have a good night, and hopefully we hear from you guys sometime soon if you get some more stuff out, or give us an update on what you're doing, and we'll help spread the word for you guys.
We'd love to.
Yep.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm an idiot. I thought you had a video for him.
No, I.
When you brought it up earlier, I thought I just need to get on your page.
Well, we were running a little behind there, so I was like kind of panicking. I was just like throwing everything together real quick. So, but
we do have a video in a sense.
yeah, in a sense. So we are gonna play that. Hopefully the internet quits freaking out.
Freaking internet.
Yeah, I don't know. So we're gonna check it out. It is their single it's their single Innocence. So let's give it some tunes.
I knew a poor young girl, she was but 17, so kind and pure of heart, she did not deserve what had come.
So, that was Innocence by Artificial Silence. That is off their album Negative Space. It is out now. So, I believe... Man, kids are partying outside.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. I'm open the window. Oh, shut up! But yeah, Negative Space is out. Go to... What did I do?
What a shit show.
Yeah. Artificialsilenceband.com. Go there. You can find it. Listen to it. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
I think people will really like it.
I think so.
So.
I like it.
I do too. I like it.
I like it.
So we got to push through this because for some reason the internet just seems to be crashing all the time now.
It's falling apart around us as we speak.
As we speak, literally. So, No Effects dropped from Camp Punk and Drublic Music Festival. No Effects' appearance at this weekend's Camp this is hard to say, Camp Punk and Drublic Festival has been canceled.
Maybe that's why they
out. Amid backlash facing the band over some insensitive onstage remarks. During their set at Sunday's Punk Rock Bowling and Music Festival, frontman Fat Mike and other band members joked about the victims of the 2017 Las Vegas shooting. The mass shooting occurred during the Route 91 Harvest Music Festival last October.
Wasn't that in Vegas?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably not. Probably
No.
Bad taste.
As revealed by Camp Punk and Drublic Fest, No Effects are now being replaced with Descendants, and Me First and the Gimme Gimmes, featuring Fat Mike, are being replaced by the Vandals. The festival takes place Friday, June 1st, today. That's the Friday kickoff party, Saturday, June 2nd, and Sunday, June 3rd, at Legend Valley in Thornville, Ohio. Camp Punk and Drublic released a statement on Thursday decrying No Effects' remarks. While No Effects is known for their dark, uncomfortable humor, the festival producers of Camp Punk and Drublic are shocked and disappointed by the band's recent statements about the Route 91 Harvest Festival victims and country music fans. These statements do not reflect the feelings or the views of the Camp Punk and Drublic Festival, its staff, and its sponsors. Also said the festival producers support fans of all music genres and take safety very seriously at all of their events, write the Punk and Drublic organizers. Out of respect of Route 91 Harvest Music Festival victims and their family, Camp Punk and Drublic will make a donation to a fund benefiting those affected by the 2017 tragedy.
Please don't say the name again. Please don't say it again.
The Punk and Drublic Fest takes its name from No Effects' 1994 fifth album, Punk and Drublic. As reported by TMZ, Fat Mike's remarks from Sunday compared victims of the tragic Vegas mass shooting to punk music listeners. He reportedly said of the victims, at least they were country fans. It all started between songs during the band's festival performance. Fat Mike announced, "We played a song about Muslims and we didn't get shot, hooray." Another No Effects member replied, "I guess you only get shot in Vegas if you're a country band." That the massacre sucked, Fat Mike continued, but at least they were country fans and no punk rock fans. The longtime No Effects singer added, "You were all thinking it." Wow, Fat Mike, you're a douche. I'll say it.
That's a little too soon,
Yeah.
especially when you're in their city.
Yeah, I'll say it to his face.
So Snoop Dogg breaks a world record.
Move that over here for a second.
With a massive cup of gin and juice. So
Here's the massive cup.
there's that. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Did they drink it?
I mean, you kind of got to drink some of it.
I hope so. So Snoop Dogg helped pull off a Guinness World Record. World break. He pulled. I can't today. Snoop Dogg helped pull off a Guinness World Record break at the Napa, California festival by mixing up the largest Paradise cocktail on record. The chosen cocktail was a gin and juice, as in the savory beverage at the center of Snoop Dogg's 1994 Doggy Style single. Warren G and Top Chef's Michael Voltigo, I don't know how to say his last name, helped Snoop Dogg make this particular slice of history, according to Mercury News. The commemorative plaque presented to Snoop and Company on stage Saturday by a Guinness World Records rep explained the feat as follows. The largest cocktail was created by Snoop Dogg, Warren G., Michael V., Kim, and Randall
Kim.
Coleman in Napa, California, USA on 26th of May 2018.
Guess what, though? They got hammered.
I hope so.
Yeah. All right, we made this. Let's dump it out.
I hope they drank it all.
Hopefully. So
Looks delicious.
that will be it for us this week.
You know, I don't think I've ever had a gin and juice. I don't know if I've ever had gin.
I've had gin, not by itself, like mixed with
I've
other
heard
things.
it's not good.
No.
I've had
It's
gin
really
and tonic.
dry.
Yes, I've had gin and tonics.
Yeah.
But I've not. I don't think
But
I've
gin
never
and
had,
juice?
Never had gin and juice. Maybe I'll try it sometime.
Check that out. So don't forget to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, subscribe on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
We are on there. If you want to check out some past episodes, they're on there as well. Or if you want to go to our website, allaroundmusicpodcast.com, they are all right there for you, and you don't even really have to look for them. Is that thing doing its thing again?
I don't know.
I don't
Just
know.
unplug it.
Boom. There you go. So also don't forget to follow Artificial Silence.
Mm-hmm.
They're on Facebook. They're on Instagram. Check out their website,
Mm-hmm.
artificialsilenceband.com.
Mm-hmm.
And be sure to tune in next week as we have another Throwback to the Scene episode.
Oh, snap.
They're all going to be here on site. So it's
Is that
going
on
to get
Friday or Saturday?
It's a Saturday.
Man, I'm on call next Saturday.
Damn.
I know.
You're on call today and
Yeah.
next Saturday?
It goes Friday, and then you get Saturday and Sunday the next week.
That's crappy.
You're telling me.
You're like, I know. So they will all be in here. That is Our Hero Returns.
Mm-hmm.
So they will all be here in studio. Probably get a little wild. But hey, that's
Get
how we
to
like
see
it.
Zach.
Mm-hmm. Zach will be here.
Mm-hmm.
So be sure to tune into that. It'll be fun.
Yes.
And it's going to get hot.
Oh, I like it hot. Hot and sweaty.
Hot and sweaty. So we will see you all next week.
See ya.